Hi, my name is Jacob Jorgensen, known as Jorgs online. I play Fortnite for HP Esports. If you guys didn't know, my duo Modi and I actually went to Cincinnati, went to Kings Island, and won a bot race tournament there. That was that we won like $2,400 out of. It was actually really nice. We got to meet like Markiplier, Bob Wade, if you know who they are, Captain 16. They all did a really good job. And I'm planning to go to more events like that, but I just need to you know, just find more. And I'm really excited. Also, like World Cup and stuff like that. I'm really hoping events of that caliber I can also attend. So, other than Fortnite, the only other games I really play are like story games, kind of like Life is Strange, or I play Minecraft as well. But I'm mainly a Fortnite main. I have played other games like H1, PUBG, and stuff like that, but it's never been anything of like competitive overload, you know? I've never focused on the game as much as Fortnite. I haven't focused on any game as much as I have Fortnite ever, other than Black Ops 2, but I was still young then. I enjoy playing Call of Duty. It's an awesome scene. There's just not money in it, you know? And there's a lot of money in Fortnite. You can make a name for yourself, especially with how successful Epic Games and Fortnite are. There's a lot of opportunities where you can earn a lot of money and, you know, make a living off of it. I would like to count myself as I'm pretty involved in the esports scene. If you go into Fortnite or any scrim server, a lot of helpers or even staff members know who I am. I'm good friends with them. Unfortunately, I didn't qualify for World Cup. I mean, that's 1 in a million chance, really. I placed really well in them, but you know, it's sometimes not about the accomplishments. It's just about getting your name out there first before all of that happens. And you know, you get invited to events and stuff like that, and even if you don't make like World Cup sized you know, events, you still get your name out there. You can start content creating, you know, you can still make a nice living off of that kind of stuff. But in a fact of a competitive scene, I would like to say I'm pretty involved in it. As I stated before, Modi and I actually won a few championships with online tournaments and as well as LAN events. But I mean, sometimes they are hard to go to because they might not be in your area. Currently, I live in Ohio, and there's not a lot of esports stuff going on in Ohio. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to go out to New York. I would have to go out to, you know, Florida or somewhere that there's going to be those big tournaments, and sometimes those get expensive, and you really have to see the pros and cons of it. If it's a $5,000 tournament, it's going to cost you, you know, $1,500 to go there. You know, maybe you do it, but it's also $1,500 to go there, maybe $1,500 back if you get a plane ticket, and you have to buy a hotel, you know, all that kind of stuff. Though some of those are, you know, paid for, where the company that hosted it will pay for you and stuff like that, but still you have to see the pros and cons of going into those tournaments, and as well as just finding them. Finding them is also probably the hardest part about doing those tournaments, because, you know, sometimes you have to see your opponents and say, hey, like, this team is going to beat us, you know, or this duo is going to outplay us in this competitive scene. So we're either going to have to look out for them, we're going to have to look up them and see, you know, where do they drop? What is their strategy, you know, VOD review. And, you know, just seeing what you want to join in, what you don't. And especially if the tournament is you have to pay to get in, you really have to understand what is good and bad about doing that. There's not a lot that bothers me about the esports scene that I'm in. Especially after open qualifiers have started. But before any of that started, when Fortnite used to do the skirmishes, it used to be clout-based, or how popular you were to get invited into those. I've been playing since Step 1 days, into FMPL, to Atlantis, all that kind of stuff, and really it was kind of hard and kind of aggravating when we would have people that I would fight against every day. I would perform really well in the games, and they would get invited but not me because I wasn't known. And you know, I started a Twitch, I started doing all that kind of stuff to try to get known and stuff. I'm saying stuff a lot, but to get known, but it's not, you know, it's hard, it's a very open platform where there's a lot of people that are on there, and sometimes it's just hard. But like I said before, I'm decently known in the community, not a lot. If you ask really anyone, they say, okay, yeah, I know he plays scrims, or yeah, I know who he is. That I guarantee you they can't tell you what my full name is, but I'm happy that Fortnite has started open qualifiers to give everyone a chance. And during World Cup, I only got to play like 3 weeks, and I still did really, really well in them. And any next big event, I'm gonna try my best to play in every single week, because I truly think I can actually qualify for any of that on the right day with the right circumstances and stuff like that. If you want to get into the competitive scene of any game, I would say see what the best of the best players are doing. If in the game there is such thing as scrims, or if there's game battles or something like that, get into those, you know, start fighting better players. You don't want to playing public matches, and you know, like in Overwatch. If any of you guys know what Overwatch is, you have the comp scene, you have your rankings. If you're sitting in public matches all day, you're not going to get better. Same thing with Fortnite. If you're going to go and sit in public matches, you're going to be fighting against people that are just playing the game casually. But if you really, really, really want to get good at the game, get good mechanically, everything like that, and just fight against better players and know how to, you know, win those fights, you have to start playing scrims. I started playing since Season 2 in scrim games, and you know, like, and I used to only play scrims. I would, before customs came out, I would wait for that queue, wait for that countdown, and you know, go into the games and have all that kind of stuff. And you know, it would be annoying if you died on spawn because you'd have to wait for the next game and stuff like that after 30 minutes. So not in Season 2, but like once before customs came out, like right around Season 7 and 8 and 9, like Season 8 or Season 7, that, you know, you can just go into creative and work on your 90s, your edits, builds, anything, you know. And I think that's a great thing that Epic added, is that, let's say you're getting irritated over the game, you can just sit in creative, not only just build things that you want to build, but also be able to, you know, work on your mechanical skills. You really can't work on your game knowledge in there because there's not, I mean, you can go into the regular map and see everything with like playground and stuff, but it's still not to the point where, you know, I don't want to say versatile because that's not the right word, but it's not open enough to where you can get game knowledge from creative yet. Other than like Zone Wars, but Zone Wars still is not an actual end-game experience. To train to where I am now, like I said, I've been playing since Season 2 in scrims. You know, I have that game knowledge, I have that end game knowledge where, let's say I'm in a game with 40 other people in a circle that's like the 6th zone. Not that that's an actual, you know, thing other than LAN, but let's say like 45 or something, you know. I know what to do. I'm not going to be sitting here second guessing what my actions are because like I have faith in what my decisions are. I have a teammate that's nice and, you know, will either listen to me or say, hey, Jorgs, I don't think this is the right idea, or you know, even to have the knowledge to say, hey, I'm in a really bad situation right now. Do I go and force this fight and get health and mats, or do I try to go away and shadow away, or, you know, impulse away and do that kind of stuff, you know? And you have to do this all within a second, you know? And sometimes it doesn't come to people straight away. And I think after all of, you know, after all of that, it's just, you know, playtime. And I think the best way to get better at this game is just keep playing, you know? Yes, playing scrims helps, but just being able to play this game, you never run into the same situation twice. That's the great thing about this game, you know? you're never, like Call of Duty, you're going to be in the same situation. It's the same map. I mean, there's no building. So you're eventually going to run into the same situation if you play it enough. But like with Fortnite, it's building, you're fighting a different player, a different skill set every single time, in a different situation. Other than, I would say, beginning game. Beginning game, you just have to get good at it. Once you get good at it, you're rolling, you know? But just practice, 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 and it'll really get you to places. You know, there was a rough point when Season 7 came out, when planes just were introduced, and I think that was right when the Winter Royale came out, and there was just planes after planes after planes, and, you know, I really did not like the game. And, you know, I think there's always an update that no one likes. Infinity Blade was added, planes were added, you know, and that all kind of just scrunched up everything I didn't like about the game. Overpowered weapons and mobility, and put it into one update. And that kind of made me really irritated, and I actually took like a 2-week break off the game because I just kept getting super aggravated. And eventually I got back on and kind of just said, you know, I'm going to stop complaining and that kind of stuff. But it really sucked. It really sucked playing like that. What keeps me motivated, I would say, is probably the money involved in competitive. I love the game. I love playing with my real life friends, all that kind of stuff, you know, just chilling. But the money involved, $3 million to the #1 player in World Cup, you know, who wouldn't want to play in that, you know? And I think to the point where I'm right on the edge of, you know, I want to say blossoming, you know? Blossoming as a content creator, a player in the community. I'm right on that edge. And I think wanting to get over that edge is like my main push. I want to be the best. And I'm not planning to stop until I am the best, you know? And I think that's really what makes me be able to do what I do nowadays. So I think my long-term aspirations in esports are to stay with the organization I am with and grow with them. I really think that HP Esports has a good future in front of them. I think that they have good enough players, they have enough variety of players that they can grow very well. I think I want to be able to grow as a content creator, a player, and a part of a team, you know, and, you know, stay with a group of people that I can go to if I need help, you know. And I really think that going with that team and growing with that team will help a lot in both cases. And, you know, like I said, growing as a content creator and even as a player, that will eventually help me. And I really want to do esports full time. I'm not really good at anything else, you know. I'm a very smart video game player. I really understand how mechanics work in games. I pay a lot of attention to that, and, you know, I put a lot of time into, you know, perfecting what I want to do. I think it really takes a different kind of person to become a professional video game player. You cannot be good at anything else, you know. You cannot be good at anything else to become a professional video game player, you know. Become known in esports and that kind of stuff. And that really hit me hard because as a person who was going into college, didn't really know what he wanted to do, you know, he's decent at a lot of things, but didn't really have a certain way he wanted to go. And he found esports, Fortnite to be exact, to where, you know, he was very good at it. He, you know, had people telling him he was really good. He had success doing it. And personally, that's where I got my self-satisfaction and said, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. And now there's always going to be forks in the road. I'm still going to college. I'm still going to get my degree, even doing video games and stuff like that. But in the long term, I want to become full-time professional esports player. You know, in-game events for Fortnite happen almost every week. They're always for money. You can earn some good money off of that, actually, depending on how you place. But like in real life events, my goal is to most likely play in the next LAN event for Fortnite. I think I can do it. and I'm going to put a lot of time in, a lot of effort, everything to get there. And I really, really, really do think I can make it there. And I think that'll probably be my next event that I'm planning to go to. If not, it'll be another LAN like the kill race with Modi, and just earn some money here and there doing those, getting my name out there. But other than that, I think that's what my plan is. If you guys want to know anything else about me, go ask me on Twitter at Jorgs. And thank you for having me here. Thank you for doing all that kind of stuff.